Hello, hello, crafty friends. I know it's not normal that I would come live on a Tuesday, but today we have a snow day. So I thought I would have a crafty snow day card making session. So I'm just going to check my page and find my video. So if you pop in, say hi. I know not everyone's available at noon, but if you watch the replay, let me know you watched the replay. And if you're new here to my page and my lives, let us know where you're watching from so we can get to know you. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. So I'm just patiently waiting to see if my notifications go out. So you may hear my son. You will probably hear my husband come in. We have lots going on today. And it sounds like Bear might pay us a visit as well. So, hey, Jenny. So today, I don't really have a lot planned, but I wanted to share with you. I showed on Saturday. I showed a some cards that I did for kids' Valentine. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and lots of us have kiddos in school, or we have grandkids, or maybe even some kids we send cards to. Hey, Vicki, no worries. So I wanted to show you just some things that I have done and how I've done this in the past. So you don't have to copy me if you have a different way, or you can copy away. You know, you're always free to copy my projects. So I wanted to show you, I have lots of stamps stacked up here next to me, and I wanted to just give you some ideas. So you may have older stamps that you want to use. You may decide that you want some of the newer stamps. Whatever you have is fine, but I'm going to show you Joe's. That's what's on the screen right now. This is what my son designed for his cards to give to his class. And I want to point something out to you. It does not say Happy Valentine's Day. He didn't want to say that. So that's fine by me. And we have lots of other stamps. We have retired stamps. We have current stamps. They might say, "You're awesome," or "You inspire me," or something like that. Feel free to use other phrases. If your kiddos aren't comfortable saying Happy Valentine's Day, that's okay. That's the beauty of customizing your cards and not buying them from the store already pre-printed. If you have the supplies, then you can create them however you want. With uplifting messages, you could even print them on from your computer. You can print right onto cardstock. So if there's something specific you'd like to say, feel free to do that. I'm going to show you how I cut mine, and then we're maybe going to stamp some and create together. I'll show you some I already have done and point out a few things because I did create samples and then I realized I used blends on some of them. So if you don't want that to show through, you might want to adhere a couple pieces of cardstock together so you have layers or whatever. I'm not too worried about the backs of mine. And I also wanted to show you a great product that you can use for your little teacher if you have a little treat you want to give your teacher. These are on low inventory, so I'm going to show them to you. If you want them, go buy them right now. You can always make your own box or make your own treat holder as well from your cardstock. Let's see, what else? Oh, I have a little special for you guys. Hi, Hannah. Thanks for watching too. I have a little special. So if you're watching and you're one of my customers, anybody that orders today on January 31st, before the end of the day, so by 11:59 p.m., is going to get a little treat from me in the mail. So embellishment, something of that nature. Little treat for me as a thank you for the end of the month and ordering some supplies that you need. So let me know if you have questions about that. There's no amount minimum. If you order from me as a thank you, I'm sending you a gift. So, you guys ready? Let's play. So here's Joe's. Oh, that's not Joe's. That's one I made. This is one I made off of Joe's, kind of like an idea from Joe's. I'm going to show you what I used. Let me move a few things. Ooh, I got to dig this out. So Joe wanted popsicles. Of course, you know, if you've heard me talking, Joe wanted the Share a Milkshake stamp set. And I wasn't going to buy it because, well, I have 2 retired ice cream sets, and I have an ice cream stamp from a paper pumpkin, and I have some other things. And I talked him into this one because it says you're cool or you're sweet. Okay, so these are 2 I made with some color combos that I like, and I used the popsicle. There's several popsicles. So if you have this retired set, it's several years old. I'm not even sure what year that was from. Several years ago. I keep these kind of sets. Pull them out and use them. Okay. I used my favorite color combos. This was Coastal Cabana and Mint Macaron, and this was Pool Party and Bermuda Bay. And I used gray as my neutral. You can use brown, you can use whatever colors you want. So I created those. And then here's Joe's. So here's Joe's. Joe came up with the layout and the colors. So he wanted a bright green popsicle and a pinky purple popsicle. So this is Parakeet Party and Fresh Freesia, and he used Pool Party for his words. And he wanted them all the same. So they all say, you're cool. And I did these a little bit different. You might want to say, you're sweet. So we did half with a popsicle with the bite out. I love that. I love that stamp. We did half of them green and half of them pink. And I probably have more than he needs. But on the back, he will write, when we get the class list for his class, he will write to and the student's name, and then from Joe. He didn't want to say Happy Valentine's Day, and that's okay. We can tape a sucker to the back or a treat, whatever we want to do. I'm going to show you the size that I make these. You can just, it's just simple stamped. I used my Stamparatus and just stamped them really quick. So that was what he chose. So I made a couple extra ones. I also used, you see these little dots on there? I still have this sweet ice cream set, and I used these little speckles to just add a little bit to these 2 cards I made. So if Joe wanted some texture on there, we could use those and texture the background. So what do you think? Who likes popsicles? I love those. So you can also use that Share a Milkshake set, and I'm going to let you guys choose what we stamp today. I also used, this was this is a new set. Let me tell you what it's called. Somewhere it's in my pile. The Sea Turtle. I used this little sea turtle. So this stamp's quite large, okay? The sea turtle's really large, and then there's this little one. It's reversible. So I stamped the detail in Bermuda Bay, and then I've cleaned it, flipped it over, and used smoky slate as the base of the turtle. So can you guys see that? So you can stamp, you can simple stamp. This stamp also flips over. That's why you see these images that are just a blob, because this is the reverse of the stamp. And they're made to stamp on both sides. Of course, Wyatt and Hannah, who does not love ice cream? So I just used some of my favorite colors. And this one I stamped Happy Valentine's Day with a Valentine stamp that I had from a paper pumpkin. Don't be afraid. We're collecting these stamps. Use what you have. Now I want to show you on this one. I stamped it very similar, but I used a blend. So you can see where I used that smoky slate blend, and it came through a little bit. So we've got sea turtle cards. Now, if you don't have the sea turtle set, we also have the Well Done. So if you've collected this set, then you could use that. So that's an idea. Here's a retired set I loved. This is from last year. I love, love, love these cute robots. I picked a favorite color scheme. I used Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and Calypso Coral. Blues and oranges look wonderful together, and Calypso Coral is kind of a pinky orange. So I chose that. Now, this is what I want to warn you of. Now, this set's retired. This is the nuts and bolts from last year. Super cute. If you have that one, use it. See, my blends went through, right? So if you don't like that, you might want to choose to adhere it to another piece of cardstock so that's not showing. But aren't these cute? Again, I used that Happy Valentine's Day from a paper pumpkin. Those paper pumpkin sets have value, and you can continue to use those. So I love these. I think these might be my favorite. But Joe also picked that sea turtle stamp. That was his pick. So something else we have, if you buy our kits, okay, we have this robot set that comes in a kit, and it comes with cards you can make, and it has a couple ink spots with it. Well, guess what I did? I used my same color scheme as I used on these robots, and I made 2 robot cards. So you could use just this robot, you could use both, you could mix and match. And this high five is from another kit. That notebook kit that we had, it had that high five saying in there. And I thought it went perfect with this robot and his hand raised up. The Let's Be Friends is from this stamp set. And that's another cute saying you could use for your Valentine's card instead of Happy Valentine's Day. So if your kids don't want to say that, that's okay. And I used my blend on here. So you see that went through a little bit. I used my blends to create a ground. You could just use colored pencils. Come here, I can't hear you. No, come here, I can't hear you. Okay, sorry. Joe asked me a question, but I don't know what he said. Anyway, you could use this. If you've bought this kit and you like robots, it has the little gears, and all I did was I took a Stampin' Right marker and I made lines to make it look like flowers. And these are just gears floating around. So aren't those cute? So those are my samples that I made. Some are retired and some you can still get. Some are still available. So what do you guys want to play with? What do you think? I have lots of retired sets. So let me show you some sets that I've had that I've used in the past. If you have Moving Along, you might like a helicopter or a car. The Treehouse Adventure can be for boy or girl. Last year, Joe picked this stamp set. Yes, it's been retired for a while, but you may have bought these. Hello, Joan. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about kiddos Valentines. So I'm showing some retired sets right now. Dino Days, loved this set. This is another one I used a ton. This Magical Day. So if you bought the stamp set, it's several years old. If you have this stamp set sitting on your shelf, I did mermaids. There's a unicorn. So this is for boy or girls. Doesn't matter. And your one of a kind can go in your card instead of Happy Valentine's Day. Now, what I used to do in my kids' class, they didn't use my Stampin' Blends or my Stampin' Right markers. We got out our good old Crayola colored pencils, and we just used those. And the kids, parents would help stamp their kids' outline stamp, and then they would color them in. Or we used this set. Foxy Friends was one of my favorite sets, probably one of my first bundles that I bought when I became a demonstrator. Almost 7 years ago. And these are cute. They do layer, and kids can have help from their parents. But I've used this for cute little Valentines as well. And it even has a little word bubble with hearts in it. So this is a really cute set if you have any of these. So look on your shelf. What do you have, and what can you make Valentine's cards with? Okay, so that being said, I pulled some sets that I thought would be great that I have. Current things you can buy. So there's Well Done. There's the brand new sea turtle. If you've earned these adorable owls, you could use this set. Again, you can use colored pencils or your watercolor pencils. And I thought this could be fun. The watercolor world, and then stamp a saying over it. We have the background stamps. We have sails. Now this one I haven't put together yet. I just got it. But this little turtle with the flower I thought would be cute. Or even this little bunny jumping in the puddle is cute. And then you can pair whatever saying you want with it. The little piggies. This one has flowers. The Peekaboo Farm. And probably one of my favorite things, the ladybugs. So if you have some girlier stamps, I have all boys, so I tend to pick lots of boy-themed stamps or general. So I don't have a ton of what I would call girl-themed stamps, but I think a lot of those work for either or. And also, we have this really cute milkshake set, which I used on Saturday for my Facebook Live. We made a set of cards with this. So you could use any of those. And your kids can stamp them on their own if they're older, or you can help them. Or like I like to stamp the outline stamps and let my son color them. So there's lots that you can do. So what do you guys think? I'm going to show you how I cut them. How I cut my paper, and then you guys can let me know. What do you want to stamp? So I chose this size because I felt like it was a great size for little kids' boxes. So you can adjust the size to whatever size you like. I do not make a folded card. I just, I'm gonna do that right now, Vicki. Thank you. I do not fold my cards, but you could adjust this to whatever size you like. So all of my cards and how I do my class is I do this size card, which is, it's 4 1/4. Oops. By, oh my goodness, I'm just making a big mess here. 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. So that uses up my whole sheet of paper, and I don't have anything left. Okay, so we can do whatever. I'm willing to do whatever you want. So here's how I cut it. Let me show you real quick. Oops, I'd stop dropping my paper. So I use a sheet of 8.5 by 11. You don't have to use white. You could use any color you want. So if you want to use like pool party or a lighter pink, or even if you want to use a bold color and adhere die cuts to your layer, that's perfectly okay. Or even designer series paper. Last year we had a really cute paper, and I used that paper for I'll take care of him in a minute. Thanks, buddy. Okay, sorry. Joe had to tell me something again. So I use my 8.5 by 11, and on the 8.5 side, I cut it 4 1/4. And I lost my train of thought. So whatever I was saying, if I didn't make any sense, just say, Beth, you stopped to talk to your son, and this is what you were telling me. Oh, last year, we had some really cute designer series paper, and I used that, and then we used die cut hearts to add in whatever. We had a Happy Valentine's that fit on one of those hearts. So again, if you don't want to say Happy Valentine's, then don't say that. Say you're awesome and leave it at that and give them a little treat. So I cut my cardstock in half at 4 1/4, and then I cut at 2 3/4. And I did stack mine together So that's completely up to you if you do that or if you do them one at a time. So, and sometimes, I'm going to warn you, sometimes our basic white is about 1/8 of an inch too long. So that 11-inch side, I actually have 11 inches and like 1/8, and I'm not going to cut these together. I want to see if I can trim them a little bit so they're the same size. There's just a little teeny bit, but basically it's even. So you're going to use your whole sheet. There's no leftovers. For whatever reason, that wasn't quite right. You don't have to fix it, doesn't matter. But if you're stamping things on your Stamparatus, you may want it to be pretty close to even. There's a little tiny piece there that I'm going to trim off. It didn't cut. My scissors. There we go. So that gives me 8 cards from one sheet. That's why I use this size. There's no leftover, and I can tape a sucker to the back. I probably have a die that could create a hole or a half circle or a slit to slide a sucker in, if that's, if you like to do that with your treat, but it also works just to tape them to the back. So, that's how I cut them. And then I just make as many as I need. And I like to send some to my nephews and my niece, so sometimes I make a little extra, and that's where those extras will go. So I have 8 cards here. So Hannah said the bunny. You're right though, Vicki. I didn't pull that set out, but we do have a deer stamp. And if that's the beauty of our stamps and your kids picking what they want on these cards that they're giving to their classmates or their friends. I have teen girls that love to come and make cards for their friends. So let me see, where did that stamp set go? So I have, is she talking about that new bunny? So this is a cute set too. I love this little set. It stamps a fence and then the animal. So if you're into cute little animals, there's sailboats, there's so many things. There's so many things. There's a lot of things I don't own from the catalog. So if you own something that you love, use it. That's what we want you, that's what I want you to do. I'm trying to get those juices flowing so that you'll use things you love. Okay, so Hannah likes this one. Now guess what? This isn't even put together yet. So you're going to see how I do my stamps. Little bonus here, right? So this is actually a pretty big stamp. And I like to just kind of fill it in. And you can use the flowers. You can use whatever from other sets to fill in. So if you have little hearts, the Share a Milkshake has some little tiny hearts here that you could scatter around if you want hearts on there. Okay, so I'm going to grab this little bunny out. Hey, Joe, come here. And let's see. Let me grab a block here. See what this will fit on. Looks like it fits on that D block. Now, this is the way I do my stamps and stickers. Someone else showed this idea, and I just found it to be way easier because my eyes don't see well, and I don't line them up very well. So what I do is this is the perforated side. So typically, you would peel this, okay? This is the side that goes to your stamp, and you would peel this off. And you would stick this on like this. Well, I have a really hard time lining this up. So what I do is I peel the whole sticker off and I put this side goes to your block. Let's see. I might use a bigger block here. Hold on. Let me get, I'm going to use the E block instead. So I'm going to use the bigger block. I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to peel my sticker, the label backing, there we go, off. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to line this up like I'm stamping. I'm going to line the shape up. The best I can. And I like to just press on it and make sure it got all the way pressed on. So it's just like you're stamping. And I just have an easier time with that. Now, when I take it off the block, I'm going to just kind of work the edge a little bit until I find one that pulls up, and then pull it off. You don't want to rip your sticker. So I'm just, and then I like to just kind of unstick it a little bit. I like to work with it with my hand so that it's not quite as sticky. And I have lotion on, so that might not have worked out great. But now I'll finish that stamp set later on. Sorry, I was just listening for a second. I wasn't sure if my son came home or if that's my other son. Okay, so this is a coloring stamp. I think Bear wants out, so I might take just a second and run to the door and let him out. So I will stamp this in basic gray. You can also use smoky slate. And I'm just going to stamp this. I think it's Joe I hear playing, but... So we're going to stamp a couple, and then we might try Wyatt's idea. Anyone else have ideas they want to test out through me? Okay, so I stamped a couple. Now, you could even stamp this if you wanted to stay with the stamp set. You could say, oh, happy days, or like I said, friends, or whatever. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a drink break. Hey, what did you say? You smell food? Yeah, he's okay. Okay? Yeah, he did get his call. Get back from the fireplace. He's bringing me food home. Okay, sorry about that. Quick break. My doggy decided he wanted out. Okay, so what we can do is like I said, when I had classes, before I had a lot of supplies, I kind of got into my kids' stuff. And we used colored pencils or whatever tools we had. So you can use whatever. I'm going to, oops, sorry, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. I'm going to grab my watercolor pencils. I don't have anything else near me, but you could color this. I'm going to grab a really bright, this is Granny Apple Green. So you could stamp all of these with your Stamparatus, set it up, and then stamp all of them, and then just have your grandkids color them themselves and make it their own. And it gets them involved. Not only are they getting to craft their own cards, they're handmade. No one else in their class is going to have them. They get to customize everything about it. Isn't that fun? And then if you want, let's see, what color is this? Flirty Flamingo. There's a Melamambo pencil. Let's do a Melamambo. Now, obviously, I'm using watercolor pencils, so you could watercolor. I don't recommend that because we're doing one layer cards. But if you wanted to layer them up and make them really pretty, maybe you're making them for your grandkids or something and you're mailing them, you could layer them. You don't have to do this size. This could just be a layer for you. But I like this size for the cards that you hand out to your kids' class. And you could do some shading if you wanted, or you can just color them in. So those are fun. Now I'm gonna use, this is Coastal Cabana, and I'm just lightly gonna add a little color around the edge, like this. Now, this cute little set, just so you know, this cute little set coordinates with the paper pumpkin for February. So if you want that paper pumpkin, you want to make sure that you order it before February 10th. Now, it won't be here in time. That set won't be here in time for Valentine's Day. It's just a cute spring set. But if you like this set, you could order this set to go along with your paper pumpkin and use it for your Valentine's. So let's see. What color would we use for a rabbit's nose? What do you think? Calypso coral? Or a really light flirty flamingo? So I'm limited because I only have a few colors. And you could test it. Calypso coral or a brighter pink with flirty flamingo. Calypso coral is more of a pinky orange. And do you guys want to stamp these Happy Valentine's Day? So you could leave your rabbit white. You could color it in with a light brown or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm just getting a drink of water. All right, I'm gonna try flirty flamingo, and I'm just gonna color it really light. Do rabbits have pink noses? And I'm just gonna add a little pink to the inside of the ear. Just a little. And your kids can have so much fun just coloring these and making them their own. So there you go. Quick card. Do this one too. So you can stamp that with any stamp sets you have. The Share a Milkshake has a Be My Valentine in it. I don't think I have any other Valentine sets. I have the robot set has Let's Be Friends. This Adorable Owls has My Friend. The Hello Ladybug has My Friend. Let's see. So I'm just trying to see what else we could stamp this. Let's see. I know we have, now the ones I used are You're Sweet and You're Cool, and that was from a retired set. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think of what else. We have You Are Unique and Completely Amazing. And I know this one, this Color and Contour, says You Are Absolutely Amazing. So let's stamp that instead of Happy Valentine. So we're thinking outside the box a little bit here. Or like I said, if you have a paper pumpkin, like that's what I use for my Valentines, because I don't buy a ton of Valentine sets. I just use my paper pumpkins that I have from the past that do have a happy Valentine's. So I'm just going to stamp these. You're absolutely amazing. And I'm going to use, you can use a fun color, or you can use your basic gray. So let's stamp this one. You guys still with me here? Let's stamp this. You're absolutely amazing. Again, if you're mass producing this and you're making, I don't know, 20 to 25 little cards, you're going to set this up on your Stamparatus. And I can show you how to do that. It's very simple and it's a great tool. So if you don't have that, you might want to add that. Remember, if you're one of my customers and you order today, so you got to order before 11:59 p.m. and I'm in Eastern time. That's the cutoff. If you order from me today, you're going to get a little gift from me as a thank you. So I'm going to grab, just to show you something fun. We used this color over the weekend and I love it. I'm going to stamp one in Melon Mambo. So this one's in basic gray. And this one's going to be in Melon Mambo. Isn't that fun? What do you think? Now, I think we have a stamp that says you inspire me, or, you know, your kid might not want to say, let's be friends to everybody. I don't know. Like I said, search through the stamp sets you have and see what you might want to use. What I do with that stamp? Oh, right here in front of me. So what do you think? What do you think? Isn't that cute? I gotta put the rest of that together. It's on my to-do list. Okay, so we have some more. What else do we want to try? And then on the back, you just write your to and from. So, you know, you can, like I said, you can add in hearts if you want to do hearts on it. You could stamp flowers. We have lots of flower stamps to choose from. So, anybody want to do, let's see, Wyatt said a deer. Let me grab that set. I'll do one of those, Wyatt. So, if you want to do this deer from Grassy Grove, you could, and you can do these portrait or landscape. So let's take this big stamp right here. Wyatt, pick me some colors. So, Vicky, ask Wyatt. So, we need a color for the deer. I'm assuming he wants dark brown. And we need a color for the ground. So he can do bright green. He can do whatever. And we're going to make one in landscape so you can see it. White, brown, and wait, green or neon? Neon green? So I've got these two, and I've got the soft suede. I hate to run away from my computer again, but I think my husband's trying to get in the house, so one moment. Vicky, confirm. I'll be right back. I'm going to hurry. Okay, I'm sorry about that interruption. Okay, so let's do, sorry, out of breath from running. Let's do Parakeet Party, and I'm going to stamp my ground first. Sorry for all the interruptions. I thought my husband was home. He knows I'm doing a video, but he called, so I hope everything's okay. Okay. So I really should put, let me grab a sheet, just in case. I just don't like my mats to get yucky. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this bottom ground piece like that. Is that neon enough? And soft suede. So I'm just inking my deer up here really well because I don't have it on my Stamparatus, so I don't want it to not stamp well because I can't restamp it. So let's stick them right here. Oh, I had a little bit of a halo there, didn't I? Darn it. All right, so I forgot to check. I didn't see it. So there's our deer. And now I grabbed out this stamp set. It says, explore and enjoy today. So what do you guys think? What would you stamp your card? What would you have it say? And while we're thinking about that, I want to show you these treat bags because I have a feeling I'm going to have to hop off here. So these are called the Peekaboo treat bags. They are food safe. So they open up, okay? There's a little closure here. You can pop some cute little treats in here, and it even has a spot where you can tie some ribbon and decorate it. You could stamp this part, okay? You could, this has die cuts, so you could die cut something so that they match your kiddos' treats and make some teacher treats. So that's what I'm going to use this year. These come in a 10-pack, 5 white, 5 craft. So that's plenty for me to give out some treats. They are on low inventory. So if you want these, you're going to want to order them today. Just letting you know if you want to get them. Plus, if you want to get them before your Valentine's parties and stuff like that, you'll want to order them today. I know, Vicki. That is just how it goes, isn't it? But I really wanted to show you some kids' Valentines. I normally do this as a class, so if you're on my live and you live near me and you're my customer, or even if you're new to me, message me. I am happy to host a class with your kiddo and maybe a couple friends or whatever, and have some fun making these. They really don't take that long. You can stamp these pretty quick. Your kiddo can color them and you can help stamp the other things, and it's kind of an assembly line. and it's just fun. It's fun. So I already have, Joe's are already done and ready to go. We just have to decide if we want to tape some treats. And then he has to sign the back. So I'm going to stamp this Enjoy Today, and I'm going to use, whoops, this really bright green. Okay, really bright green. Fun. So it doesn't have to say Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm curious, real quick, before we finish up here, I might be able to come back in a little bit and do another live once I make sure everybody's okay. What do you guys think? I only did one using Wyatt's idea. But you can see, we haven't been here that long. We've talked about a lot of things, and we've made a couple cute cards. So what do you guys think? I would love to know what stamp sets you think you might use. When we answer these questions, we're giving our whole tribe ideas and different uses for their stamps. So once again, let me show you the other ones we did, and maybe we can come back and do some more, and maybe I could do some more complex ones, like with designer series paper and stuff. So these were Joe's. Okay. And they all say you're cool. I made some other ones that were like Joe's that say you're cool or you're sweet. That's a retired set. You're welcome, Hannah. These are with the robots, and these are sets you can buy right now. This is the robot kit, and this is from the notebook kit. These are kits. You can reuse those stamp sets for whatever you want. Oops, that's another one of Joe's. I used the sea turtle set, and then I used these retired cute little nuts and bolts robots. So whatever you have, use. Don't be afraid to just grab out what you got and go to town. Thank you, Wyatt. You're awesome. So is Hannah. I love that you guys joined us today. Oh, you guys are so sweet. So let me know what you think. Let's brainstorm some sets, and maybe I can pop back on later on this evening, and we'll meet up again and maybe do a treat bag that's decorated, and maybe some 3D with die cuts that's a little more advanced than simple stamping. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to go check on my crew here, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for joining me.